This is the real truth. We don't see it, we don't think about our last day. The rest of the Hasidim used to count how many days they had lived and subtract it from the number of days in 120 years to see where they stood in the cheshbon. Our time is so precious. And when we use the different seconds, the different moments, the different junctures, if it's in the home, if it's at work, if it's in the street, if it's wherever it may be, we find what is in the kudah at this moment. When it's stum time, wasted time, nothing going on, you can always find some machshavah tova, some good thought to think. You can review some Torah idea. You can think about some mitzvah. Every moment, there's no moment that cannot be redeemed. And here you are amassing your real treasures for the world of truth. The mashal which the Chafetz Chaim said to understand why it is impossible to receive the reward of the world to come in any way in this world. There was a very, very wealthy aristocrat who was on holiday on the coast, and he decides he's going to go swimming in the sea. He wants to go all alone. He wants to go to the sea just to enjoy nature, and he starts drowning. And a little fisherman comes up and sees this man struggling and gasping and gulping, and he saves him. He pulls him out of the water and he helps to resuscitate him, but nobody else could save his life. And finally the rich man gets him dressed and able to go back to his life, and the rich man wants to give him a reward. So he writes out a check, and he gives the fisherman the check, and says, well, you have to go to a bank to cash this. So the fisherman goes to the local post office, and he shows the check, and the check is for like an enormous sum of billions and billions of dollars. And behind the post office looks at him and says, are you crazy? Are you here in this little fishing village? You think we're going to give you these billions and billions of dollars? The only way you're going to get this money, you're going to go to the capital city, and you have to go to the National Bank, and you go in there with a check. There they give you everything, but here it is impossible for us to give it to you. And so it is with every mitzvah, with every Maaseh Tov that we do, that the worth of it is so great, because when it comes precisely out of this dust and dirt of Manhattan, when the mitzvah comes out of that, the worth of it is so great. There is nowhere here that they can possibly give you the reward. There's nothing good enough in this world to give you for that supreme little sacrifice you made when you did that mitzvah, when you didn't have to. And so all this huge check is waiting for when you make the journey. After your time is accomplished, you've done all that you can do, then the funds are waiting for you, the reward is waiting for you. And we have to constantly return to this teaching, as Amran Elokai B'Odi, that I will sing to God with that little bit that's left of the redeeming feature in this situation. We have to constantly review this teaching, because this is really the way to life in this world and the life eternal, to constantly focus on mitzvah after mitzvah after mitzvah. Rav Nachman says when you join these points together, that makes the nigun. The nigun is made out of the notes being joined one together, and it applies both to ourselves and to other people. Every person we look at, we always have to remember, I do not stand in that person's place, and therefore I'm unable to judge that person. No matter who you look at, you have no idea what they went through, how they grew up, what's happening now in their lives, what's the position of their credit card and their bank statement, and their mortgage, and their health, and you have no idea. Just like you can't see Tum'ah and Tahara, it's something invisible. The mysteries of the mind of another person are even more inscrutable. And for that reason, we have to apply the same philosophy of believing that there must be a redeeming feature in the other person, that there must be good in that person, that person has some positive intention. And this can actually improve our daily interactions. When we go into an interaction with somebody, we instinctively feel they're against us, then the situation develops into a tension. All of our behavior is based upon our perception. If we're willing to look at the other person, no matter who it is, and say, well, there is some good there, the whole situation has changed. You relate to that good in the person, and the whole situation can flow. And this is something which we're constantly forgetting. That's why we have to review the lesson all the time. We constantly forget this, that everybody has this nekudah. So all of life is about going inside ourselves and to the other people and trying to put the dots together, trying to put the dots of the nigun together to make the nigun. And this is the real work of Moshiach. The real work of Moshiach is to not let anybody get left out, to take everybody on board, and this is done through looking for the kudot, hatovot, the good points in each and every one of us. And the nekudat tovah is the source of chidush, it's the source of renewal. And we are on the verge of Rosh Chodesh, which is about renewal, the whole mystery of how the moon, once a month, its size, its visible size diminishes, the black, the dark goes over the moon and spreads over until all of the light of the moon is covered over by darkness. The moon is thrown into shadow, and yet the eternal promise of David HaMelech, Chai v'Kayom, just like the moon, which at the end, when it completely becomes invisible, as it will this coming Wednesday night, and you will not be able to see the moon on Wednesday night, and Thursday it's completely invisible, but on Thursday night, if you look carefully on the western horizon, if you have a vantage point where you can see the western horizon, you will see the new crescent of the moon, and that's the eternal sign of the ever-renewed good point, the crescent of the moon, which is alluding to the Shekhinah, alluding to God's presence in the world, and God's presence in each one of us in those Nekudot Tovot. And
I want to say welcome everybody, Shabbat Tov, good luck. I want to thank the Kalbach Shul for welcoming Rabbi Greenbaum, and we had a beautiful Shabbat. I'd like to thank Rabbi Naftali Citron, always there for us. The Shul is always open for us. It's a place where we grow, and we love to come. I'd like to thank Cindy, and Peter, and Josh, and everybody that came. I also want to say that Rabbi Greenbaum will be tomorrow in Clifton, New Jersey, and he'll be back in the Upper West Side Monday night at Talia's Steakhouse. We have the whole steakhouse to ourselves. We're having another shiur. And Tuesday is farewell. He's going back Tuesday night is Rabbi Fund Shul in Brooklyn. And also like to say that Rabbi Greenbaum's books are here. Rabbi Greenbaum has a YouTube page that I'm developing, so you can go see the past 5 shiurim. And also, so it's Rabbi Greenbaum, all one word, it's popping on YouTube. Also, I'd like to thank TorahAnytime.com. He's also videotaping a lot of stuff. That's a great website. And also, if anybody didn't pay the suggested contribution of $10 to Ted El Yakim, and whatever you want to give, it's fine. And have a great week.
Thank you, David. Thank you.